I lost my job and I lost my apartment all on the same day. It was on Memorial Day weekend.
My parents passed away back in 1982 and 84, so I was pretty much on my own.
I lived on the streets, out in the woods.
I had to sleep in my car for 5 nights, and that was the beginning of November. It was very cold.
There's a bunch of parks I stayed in, just me and my sleeping bag and a pillow.
I felt very vulnerable.
It was just being homeless, no place to go, and it was hell.
That's a horrifying feeling when you become homeless.
No one grows up saying that I'm going to be homeless one day.
The homeless person was a guy in a trench coat with a wine bottle, and you give him $1 or something, you know, be on your way.
My life revolved around fear on the streets.
The media, they are all too quick to point out if there's been a crime, if there has been some kind of misdeed done, that the person is homeless.
Society in itself, they have negative attitudes towards people without a home.
I think it's fear that does it. I don't think it's hatred or thinking any lower. I think it's fear.
It doesn't mean you're any different than anybody else. We all get spirits, you know, we're all the same.
Society's way of thinking that there is not such a problem in their community or their city or town. It doesn't exist. We're there.
Very stressful. My first day at the shelter was very stressful. I didn't know what to expect. I was backing away from people, getting my own corner, watching people very closely. You know, I didn't know what was going on. I was doing my own time, so to speak. I had great trust issues, of course. Most alcoholics do. I was here for the residential substance abuse program, which was a long-term stay. It was suggested 6 months, and I was here for 8 months. It's what I needed because I drank for a very long time. I was really thin and worn out. It was hard. It was hard.
I was drinking every day. I was escaping, I was medicating myself. And the more I drank, the more I got depressed, the more I got depressed, the more I drank. Well, being that I'd never been in a shelter before, I assumed there was something I could do, a place I could go to crash at night and just drink during the day. First 7 days I'd be on a restriction so they can, you know, keep an eye on me, see what my needs were and so on. So I was kind of surprised and disappointed at the same time. But I figured after a week of restriction that I'd go back to my drinking. And at first, to me, because I wasn't serious about really anything, to me, it was like summer camp. There was a turning point at one point where I remember being in a group and people were talking about complacency and how it's a danger to be complacent. And I was sitting there saying, geez, if I was complacent, that'd be a step up from where I am right now.
Well, everybody comes in for different reasons. I mean, you know, I had family problems. That was the reason why that's why I came in. Just wasn't getting along with my family. Been to jail a few times. I didn't know what to expect, honestly. I just put my best foot forward and said, you know, I need help. So how can you help me? And they put a roof over my head, free food. Can't ask for anything else. Yeah, all in all, it's a good thing.
I was part owner to a gallery framery. It was not profitable at that time. I bought and paid cash for $650, a car. I loaded it all up with my belongings, and I had to sleep in my car for 5 nights. I was so heartened by the gentleman who answered the phone, and I explained to him my circumstances. He said, if you can get the car over here, you can park it in the parking lot. He says, you have a place to stay. It gave me a sense of well-being that at that time in my life I really needed.
I've been to other shelters, pretty much all up and down the East Coast. Most of the places that I've seen and been to were night shelters where people, for whatever reason, roll in for set hours through the night till early morning and leave. Usually just to move on the following day. It's not like living. My only fear was not being able to come here. The unknown was part of my life.
Drinking, drugging, being with friends, not paying attention to rules, and there was no such thing as rules back then. I was homeless, and I lost my job, and I lost my apartment all on the same day. So I ended up here. I didn't want to be here. But over here, I looked at my kids' pictures and look what I got in front of me. If I happen to die, they have no dad. Just being sober and drug-free, I feel like a whole new different person than I was when I came in here without it.
I had absolutely no intentions at all of communicating with anyone. I had absolutely no self-esteem to even speak of, and I didn't think I was capable of doing anything right because I felt so down on myself. I come to realize that I wasn't alone. I thought I was unique, but I also made up my mind, do or die, I was going to start helping myself. I didn't have any choice.